I have been sitting here playing with my hair for what feels like forever because it is absolutely insane today. I decided it would be a good idea to try and wave it, and it is literally like out to here. So we're going to just try and not touch my hair. Just ignore it. This is all that you're going to see of me today. So let's just pretend we don't see the hair. But hi, lovelies. My name is Jessica, and welcome to Makeup Misfit. And I can't believe we're on day 19 of a very merry Jessmas already. Today, like I said, this is the only time you're going to see my face because today's video is going to be a clean up my Sephora loves list because I think it's about time I sort through that, clean up some items that are in there that are just duplicates, meaning like same type of product, just different colors, because you'll see tons of blushes, especially some bronzers that are like that. I don't need those in there anymore. It's just time to tidy it up, get rid of things that are out of stock that are no longer going to come back, or things that I don't want anymore. Usually the type of products that I put in there are just ones that I want to look for later. It's just easier for me to love it and go to my loves list to search for it later if I'm looking for that still, or products that I repurchase sometimes. I just leave them in there. Even after I purchase a product, I don't always take it out of there. So I just want to go through it all, and I figured, oh, why not do that with you guys? So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to screen record, and you guys will see me do that. I do just want to make a note, even though you're not going to be able to see it. I'm going to be going through it on my phone, but I'm going to have my laptop next to me because I'm going to be going through my loves list on there as well, because they like to give you a lot more detail that I can find on my desktop or my laptop, I guess, that I can on my, on the app. Because there's certain products that on the app just say that they're out of stock, but on the Sephora's website says that they're no longer being shipped to Canada. So I would like to know why I'm taking things out, not necessarily just because they're out of stock, because if it's something that I want, I'll keep it in there, unless obviously I can't get it anymore. So I wish I could screen record on my computer, but I don't know how. So we're going to be doing it on my phone, but I will have my laptop. So I'll at least be able to tell you guys why it's being removed, if there's an actual reason why and not just an out of stock thing. So enough rambling. Let's get into my loves list. So let's get into this loves list. I believe I mentioned in the intro, but most of this is probably just items that I've been interested in. I threw it into this list just so that it's easier for me to go back and refer to at a later date if I need to or want to. But I do have my loves list on my laptop pulled up off the Sephora website, as it's easier for me to actually see why I'm getting rid of something, because it gives me more detail on the actual website than it does the app. Something along the lines of it not being shipped to Canada or not being sold in store anymore or something like that. So when I come across that, I will give you the more information when I'm able to actually see it, if there is anything. But all you guys are going to see is what's on my phone. So we're starting off with an eyeshadow palette from Give by Gwen Stefani. I don't actually really want this. I think the other shade was on sale, but it sold out. Not even quite sure why I put this in there, so we're going to remove that. Next is the Skin Fetish highlighter in Lunar Allure by Pat McGrath. This is really pretty. I am going to keep this in here. I don't know if it's a product that I'll actually ever purchase. On the website, it does say that there's only a few left, so if it goes out of stock, it's not a big deal. I will keep it in here because one day I would like to purchase it. Who knows when that day may be, but for now it can stay. And below that is the Master Metals eyeshadow palette by Makeup by Mario. I'm going to get rid of this. I thought I'd be interested in it. I was looking at swatches before I had put it in here, before the Sephora VIB sale, I believe, that happened. Was it in November? I decided to pass on it then. That's why I threw it in here, but I really don't think that this is an eyeshadow palette for me. I would probably just use it the way that it is. I don't need the mixing medium part of it, so I'm just going to get rid of that one. The Benefit highlighter, this one is in Tickle. I'm going to get rid of this because, cough cough, I know I'm getting it for Christmas, so we're going to remove that. And then I do have the Benefit blush in Starla. I'm going to get rid of this one as well. I was looking for like a orange or a purple plum toned blush, so I was going through quite a few different ones. I threw this one in here just because I was kind of interested in the color, but I'm going to get rid of this one too. And then the Artist Couture Supreme Mauves eyeshadow palette. I threw this in here because at one point, Artist Couture palettes were like 50% off. This was one of them, but because of the 3-star review, I never purchased it when it was on sale for about half price. I threw this in here just in case it was to go on sale again, especially during one of the Sephora sales. But to be completely honest, as gorgeous as the color story is, because I love the tones of it and everything, I have the original Supreme Nudes, and I haven't reached for it yet. I've swatched it. It's nice. I do like how it feels so far. I love the packaging on this one. It's just such a beautiful magnetic closure. But I don't think I'll actually end up purchasing it. If I do, I'll just end up coming across it when it's like on the sale page or something, I'm sure. So I'm going to remove that one as well. This Makeup Forever highlighter, I'm going to get rid of. I only threw it in here because I was watching Teresa's Dead. It was her VIB list that she recommended. This was in there, but I don't think I'll ever end up wanting it or purchasing it. The shade is called Bouncy Lilac, so it is a little bit more of like that purple highlight, but there's a couple of others that I'm interested in that are not sold at Sephora. One of them I mentioned in the mist list or whatever I had called it, my Black Friday wish list that I never ended up purchasing. There was one from Gimme Glow in there. I do prefer that one, I think. So if I was to purchase one, it would probably be that. So I'm just going to remove this one. Now this shade, this blush shade, Terra by Benefit, again, I'm just going to remove it. I do enjoy the Benefit blushes, but I would have to actually sit there and go through what they have, what I'm interested in at the time, what I'm looking for, and this right now is just not it. That's not what I wanted to do. Remove. Okay, so this NARS blush in Aroused, I'm going to keep this in here because this shade is calling to me. I'm still under the like only a few left section of this on the website. This shade, I don't know. I do have a Sephora here in town that I could just go to and just go swatch it or even see if they have this shade, see what it looks like in person. I haven't done that, so until I do, this is going to stay in this cart because it is a shade that I am drawn to at the moment. I don't know if I'll end up purchasing it, but I am really interested in it, so that's going to stay. But the one underneath it in Dominate, I'm going to get rid of. I don't need a ton of NARS blushes. I've already gone through so many of them, especially those orgasm ones. I have a deep throat one. I've got a couple that I still have to go through. I don't need any more. It's just that tone of the Aroused blush that I'm really interested in. So I'm going to remove Dominate. Cali Ray, we have 2 highlighters here. I'm going to get rid of both of them. I only threw them in here again because I was watching Teresa's Dead and she recommended them. And I wasn't really quite sure which shade I may want to try, if I even want to try them. But at this moment, I don't. And I really don't think it's a highlighter that I would actually purchase in the future, at least not anytime soon. So if I do decide to, I can always go back to it if it's something that I remember. But this is definitely something I threw in there just to kind of go back and find at a later date because I would probably forget about this product unless I came across it in my loves list. So because of that, I don't think it's something that I'm going to need in my collection because if I'm already forgetting about it, just in general, I would probably forget about it if it was in my collection. Okay, so this blush duo by Give by Gwen Stefani, I had this one. This is Flirty Talk in here because for one, it was on sale, but 2, it's that orange that I was kind of looking for. I should have bought it when it was on sale. I never did. I'm just not that I'm not in the mood to buy makeup. I've been holding back a little bit. It's the end of the year, just waiting it out. I don't really need it at the moment. Plus, this is something I'd wear more so in the spring and summer than I would the fall or the winter time anyways. So I don't know if this is something that I would actually wear or purchase, at least not yet. So I'm just going to remove it because I'll come across it again at some point. I don't need it in there right now. The Benefit blush in Java, again, same reasoning as before, just going to remove that one. And then this Makeup by Mario Transforming Skin Perfector, I don't even know why I put this in here, so I'm going to get rid of that. Sorry. This Pat McGrath bronzer, this is a Naked Desire. I was interested in this, but I don't think I'm actually going to purchase it. I kind of forgot that I have a few Marc Jacob bronzers that I need to work through. And I'm currently using the Dallas Blush by Benefit as a bronzer. So once I finish that, I think I'm going to start dipping into my Marc Jacob ones, which I have quite a few. There's like 4 of them there, and they're like the really large pans, so I will never get around to actually like using this bronzer. So I think I'm just going to remove it off this list. Whether I want to purchase it one day in the future, or maybe get it in a face palette if it comes that way from Pat McGrath again, then I could always try it out that way. But for now, I don't need it, so I'm going to remove that one. The MAC Glow Play Blushes, I'm going to remove them all, even though this one, Rosie Does It, was a color that I was interested in. As you can kind of see, it's similar to what Aroused looks like, sort of. It's not identical, but it was geared towards like what I was looking at the time, which I still am. But just this type of blush, I think it's like a cream to powder. I would probably never wear it. I like the idea of it, and I like some of the colors, but I'm not going to purchase those ones. This Laura Mercier blush, again, same thing. A lot of these blushes are in here because I was trying to find a blush that I wanted to try out, whether it was formula for the color I was looking for, which was like that plum or that deep purple. I do have a sample of a Laura Mercier blush. I think it's called Rose. I still haven't used it, so the chances of me purchasing this one are very slim, so I'm just going to get rid of that one. I have another Terra blush in here. The other one was probably a small one. This is the full size, the regular size, so I'm just going to remove that. Okay, so this Tarte highlighter, again, I have tried a Tarte highlighter before and I really enjoyed it. I think it was Exposed. It was a long time ago, so I don't quite remember. I did really enjoy it, but I don't think this is a highlighter I would actually reach for. Again, I think this was put in here because of Teresa's Dead and her recommended list for the Sephora VIB sale. But it's not something that is on the top of my list. This is probably something that I would, again, forget about. I completely forget about it unless I'm looking at my loves list. So I don't need that one. Okay, so this is where things are starting to get a little tricky. So this is the Rose Metals palette by ABH. This has been in here for a little while. I've been back and forth on this palette. I do enjoy the color story, but ultimately, I think I'm going to remove this. As much as I kind of wanted it, I think it's just way too deep for me. We're just going to take a quick peek at it. Like, it is beautiful. I do enjoy this color story, but I just think like there's too much depth for what my preferences are. I have small eyes. They're hooded. There's just no point in me holding on to this palette when I'm probably not ever going to purchase it. It says it was added back on January 20th of this year. So it's been almost a full year. There is definitely things in here that have been on this list for a long time. So don't necessarily look at the dates, but at the same time, it's been in here for a while. I still haven't bit the bullet and purchased it. And just because of the depth of this palette and the tones of this palette, I just think it's not for me. It would just sit in my collection and not get the use that it deserves. So I would much rather take that $74, put it elsewhere, because I really don't think that this palette would be worth the cost for me, especially if I already know that I'm not going to use it. Why am I going to go ahead and purchase it? You know what I mean? So we're going to remove that one. All right, the Kaja bento box. This one is in Mauve Bouquet. I was really torn on this one at first, on whether I liked it or not. I think I am going to remove this one though. Like, it is pretty, and I do really enjoy these bento boxes. I have a few of them. I absolutely love them. I think they're like so cute. It's a super smart idea. It's lovely to just like take with you if you're traveling or if I'm going to work. It's just something easy to throw in my bag that I could just touch up my eye look with. But the cost of this is now $35.50. These used to be $27, and even at that point I thought it was expensive. So I just can't justify the cost of these, knowing like they're only 3 little eyeshadows. And just this tone, like I think the bottom one is a little bit too dark for me. I could definitely wear the other two, but as a whole, I don't think it's really worth it for this shade anyway, so I'm going to remove that one. Now we all saw this coming up. This is the Pat McGrath Utopian palette. We know how much I love this palette. I want this palette. I missed out on this palette from the Pat McGrath website. I mentioned that in my Black Friday list that I never bought. I'm going to keep this in here. I'm just going to keep it in here. It's one that I still want. I don't know if I'll ever actually purchase it. We'll have to see what happens in the future, but for now it is going to stay in here, and it might stay in here for a while. So we do have the Sephora Pro Crease Brush. There's quite a few of these Sephora Collection Pro brushes in here, and I actually really like them. I think it's the number 26 that I have. There's a few that I don't know. I would really have to sit and compare, like open up all of these brushes in different tabs on the website, compare them, see the sizing. I'm going to keep them in here for now. They've been in here for quite a while. There's quite a few of them later on that you'll see. I just like them. I do think that they're decent quality, and I don't know. I think I want to compare the sizing. I guess I could have done that before I decided to sit down and do this. But I don't know which ones I would prefer over some of the others. Some of them I find are like very similar. So I think that's kind of where the problem is, and that's why there's so many of them in here, because it's like I don't know what would necessarily be better than the other, especially when the sizing is so similar. Or I would definitely be using them for like the same purpose, so there's no point in having two very similar brushes for the same reason. Necessarily, I don't mind having multiple brushes to do the same thing sometimes, but I don't need a ton of them. But right now we're going to keep that in there. And then below that is the Benefit blush in Butterfly. This is an orange blush that I really want to try out, so I'm going to keep this in here. There is a good chance that I'm going to purchase this sometime in the future, maybe in the spring, maybe the next Sephora sale, maybe not even from Sephora, but at some point I do want to actually try this blush out, so it's definitely going to stay in here for a little bit. Next, both of these concealers are by LYS Beauty. If you can see the date, March 7th from 2022, so just shy of 2 years that these have been in here. I don't think I'm going to end up purchasing these at all. I don't think about them. I wouldn't mind, keeping with drugstore stuff for my base. I'm using an e.l.f. concealer at the moment. I wouldn't mind trying LYS Beauty. I haven't tried anything from them before, and I don't think a concealer would be a bad way to start. But again, there's two different ones in here because I don't know what my shade would be. I'm not quite sure if my Sephora has LYS. I'd have to double check. But because of that, and because I don't know what shade I'm going to end up being, I'm just going to remove both of them from here because I definitely don't need them both. Now, under that, we have a GHD hair dryer, which I did really want last year for Christmas, I think, or the year before, but it is so expensive, and like nobody needs to be spending almost $400 on a hair dryer. It is beautiful. I want one that's going to dry my hair really fast. I have a lot of hair, so it does take me a very long time to like fully dry it. I was hoping that this would do the trick, but I don't want to spend anywhere near this cost to try and find out. I will deal with having a little bit of wet hair if that's the case, or just spending a little bit more time on it. I do think it's beautiful. I love that it's like the white and the black, but then you have that like little touch of rose gold. I think it's beautiful, but I don't need it. I need to be a little bit more realistic. Now we have the MAC mascara. This is the Magic Extension Fiber Mascara. I purchased the mini so you would have seen that if you watched my Black Friday haul. I really enjoy this. This is definitely one that I would purchase full size, I think. I definitely another mini for sure, but like I wouldn't mind a full size either. So I'm going to keep that one in there because that's definitely going to be something I'm going to repurchase. So back to some of my most recent ones. So this is a highlighting brick by Give, by Gwen Stefani. I don't know why I put this in here. Again, I think this was from Teresa is Dead, but I don't really go for those shimmer bricks like the Physicians Formula one or anything like that. So I'm just going to remove it because I'm not going to end up purchasing that one. Now, a part of me wants to keep this in here just because I think the color story is beautiful. The Tom Ford Quad and Ambrosia. I am never going to purchase this. For $122 for 4 eyeshadows, I don't care if you're Tom Ford. I'm sorry. I'm not going to purchase this. This was in here because I threw it in for my $1,000 Sephora fantasy basket. So that video is up so you can see it in there. And if I really ever needed to purchase it or wanted to purchase it, I could just go back and refer to that video to see what I had thrown in there and go and find it myself. I don't need this, so that's going to be removed. Under that, though, we had the Fenty Kilowatt highlighter. This one is in Mean Money and Hustler Baby. I do want to try this shade. I had the one below it, the shade below it, which you will see later as well. Completely finished it off. I really enjoyed the highlighter. So I do want to try this one. This is one shade up. I'm going to keep this in here. Because one day I would like to purchase it. It's been a long time since I've even finished the other one, and I haven't even I haven't thrown this into a basket to purchase it at any point after, so I'll keep it around for now. One day I would like to, but we'll just have to see. So the next two are both the exact same mascara. One's a mini, one's a full size. So I'm going to get rid of the full size and just keep the mini one in here. I don't know if it's one that I'll ever end up purchasing, but if I do, I'd much rather try out the mini stack than the full size. My Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes eyeshadow palette. Yes, I have this. Yes, I have pan in 4 of the shades. Yes, I don't need to keep it in here, but yes, I am going to. This is a palette that I have a feeling I may end up repurchasing one day in the future. And if that's the case, this is a very easy way to find it. I am keeping this in here. I love this. This is a true love of mine where no, I don't need to add it back to my basket anytime soon. I don't need to find it easily, but it is something I adore. I would love to repurchase it one day in the future when I get like really good use and almost finish up the one that I have, because that's more than likely going to happen. So I'm going to keep it in there. I do have the Ordinary Niacinamide serum, which I use. So this stays in here because this is a repurchase. So that's not going anywhere. But this Dior Rosy Glow Blush in Berry, I'm going to remove it because I don't need it. This is one that I had found when I was trying to find that plum toned blush, but I don't want to spend $55 on a blush. So we're going to remove that one. All right, so this Tartelette palette, I don't know why it's in here, but we're going to just remove it and keep on going. There's nothing to say about that one. The IT Cosmetics CC cream, I'm just going to remove this one as well. I bought it for my mom for Christmas. Don't need it anymore. Okay, so now we're coming up to the first out of stock, and I do think, if I can find it, I haven't been keeping up on the, okay, here we go. So this is available in store only. The Benefit Cosmetics Bang & Lash Fest. It's a mini mascara value set. It has the Bad Gal Bang, which I absolutely adore, and it has a new one, which I would like to try, but unfortunately it's only available in store. I would have to see if it's available in store at my store. I'm just going to take a quick peek, because if it is, then I would like to, see availability. Oh yeah, limited stock. Okay, I'm going to keep this in here. Fan Fest, that's what the other one is called. I'm going to keep it in here because it does say that it's available in store at my Sephora. So I would like to actually purchase this. Normally, I would probably take it out of here, but because I do like the Bad Gal Bang and I want to try this other mascara, I'm going to hold on to it. So at least it's easy for me to find. So when I do go to the store, I can take a quick peek and take a look for it. So below that, the Natasha Denona Retro Glam Palette. I think I'm going to remove this. I put this in here because If it went on sale during the Sephora sale, I would have thought about purchasing it. And again, it's an easy way for me to just like go take a look. Usually what happens is during the Sephora sales and whatnot, the first place I go is my loves list. Before I go to the sale page, I go to my loves list just to see if anything on there is on sale. And I can't remember if this went on sale before or like during or after that, but I never ended up purchasing it. And it's one that I was kind of like back and forth on. Sometimes those palettes I will only purchase if they go on sale, and then I have like that extra 20% off, which next year I'm not going to hit Rouge, and that's fine. So it'll be 15% next year, but if it goes on sale and then I get that extra bonus percentage off, then sure, there's a chance I might buy it, but I still held off with this palette and I'm okay with it. I think I'll be okay without having the Retro Glam palette. I really don't need it, so we're going to remove that one. And then I am also going to keep the Benefit Their Real Magnet mascara because I think it would be interesting to try it. I know there's a mini. I don't know if it's in the basket or not, so I'm just going to hold on to this one for now. I do have a couple of these highlighters by House Labs. I wasn't quite sure of the shade. So Sunstone, I tested it out in store once. I just swatched it and I kind of liked it, but I think for now I'm just going to get rid of it. And I might get rid of the ones that are coming up as well because I don't need any more highlighter right now. As much as I love highlight, I don't think I need it at the moment. So I'm probably going to get rid of it because I don't know if it's one that I will actually purchase, but it's one that I'm curious about. Below that is the Cloud Blush in Tequila Sunset by Too Faced. And there's, as you can see if you look down a little bit, there's a couple more coming up. I think I'm going to get rid of most, if not all of these ones as well. Again, I don't need any more blushes right now. But maybe one day in the future. This MAC blush in Melba, I'm going to get rid of. Again, this is while I was trying to find that purple or that orange or something along those lines to use. So here's two more of the Too Faced ones. There's Head in the Clouds and Velvet Crush. They're both going to go. I don't know. I would like to test them out because I do like some of the Too Faced blushes. So I do think that they would be nice, but I just don't need them anytime soon. Okay, here's a couple more of the House Labs ones. So there's Moonstone, Fire Opal, Pink Amethyst, Peach Quartz. I'm going to just get rid of all of them. I think if anything, Sandstone, the one that I already got rid of, is probably the one that would be best for me to try and purchase. But I think I would just probably go in store, swatch them out there, and then make a decision. I don't need to keep them all in this loves list to make a decision. The Benefit Great Brow Basic Kit or something like that in shade 3, I'm just gonna remove. Yeah, I'm gonna remove it. I haven't purchased any brow products in such a long time, so I know what I like. I know, and I do like them all, so I could definitely just like go there. I totally lost where I was now. I could just go to the store and see what they have there. Okay, as you saw, there was a bunch of stuff coming up. So the NARS blush in Dolce Vita, again, I don't need it. And I did say, so here's the full size of that Fan Fest mascara, which is in this little kit here. I'm going to get rid of the full size because I would like to just try the mini one first and see how I like it. And then the Lightning Dust and Fire Crystal shade in the Kilowatt Highlight. This is the one that I tried before and I really liked it. I'm going to keep it in here, even though I've already completely used one up. This is one I would probably repurchase again, but I would like to try the other one first, that Mean Money, or that Mean, what was it? Mean Money and Hustle Baby. I would want to try that one first before I repurchase this one, but I'm going to hold it in there. The MAC blush in Blush Baby, I'm going to get rid of. I don't mind MAC blushes, all like these two. Peaches I did have before. I really enjoyed it, but I don't need it again. So I'm going to get rid of blushes or of Peaches, and I'm going to get rid of Gingerly, which is right here. Then we have a couple more NARS ones coming up. Behave and oh, this is a Laura Mercier one. I'm gonna get rid of that one. This MAC blush in Desert Rose. I'm just going to get rid of them. This, I was really trying to find some blushes, so that's what a lot of this is right now, and I've just decided to skip out on all of them. So Mocha, that's gonna go. This one is another, this Candy Clouds, I have those pinks, I don't need them. Okay, so we have the Precisely My Brow, the Goof Proof. These two were in that kit that I got rid of, but I know that I can just go to my Sephora and go pick them up. I don't need them in my loves list. So these are gonna go. And then this I'm curious about. So this is the Sephora Collection Golden Hour Highlight Duo. This one's in Daybreak. This is in my basket right now. I am curious about it. It's like $9.60, so I'm tempted to purchase it. This is, again, is in here because of Teresa's Dead with her Sephora VIB recommended list. And there was another one. I can't remember. It's like one shade lighter than this. I can't quite remember what it's called, but it like is no longer available. I'm going to hold on to this because I might end up purchasing this one, but I don't know yet. And then I do have a couple Rare Beauty highlighters that I want to try. And of course, the one that's out of stock is the one that's like most my shade. So I'm going to get rid of these two, Exhilarate and Mesmerize. Even though I think Mesmerize would work for me. And Lighten is the lightest one, and I think that would probably be better for me. So even though it's out of stock, I'm going to keep it in there. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to get rid of it because the chances of me actually purchasing a Rare Beauty highlighter, they're kind of slim, at least right now. So I can just not worry about it. Again, it's one that I don't think about until I see it in this list, so I don't need it. The NARS palette, I don't need that. We're not even going to go there. We can just skip past that. Again, the Benefit blush, we're just going to skip past, remove it. This Iconic London highlighting duo, I was looking at it last night. It's pretty, but I'm going to remove it. I don't need any more duos or anything like that. So I do have the bronzers by House Labs. And the reason there's 3 in here is because I wasn't sure which shade, but I don't need them. Like I had mentioned, I have my Marc Jacobs ones that I want to go through. I want to finish those up first. Those are going to take me a long time, so I don't need any of those bronzers. And I don't need the Fenty bronzer or this LYS bronzer. So even though I hit the wrong button, this is one that I am curious about trying. I don't need it right now, and I'm not going to need it for a long time. And I'm not really interested in this LYS Beauty one anymore. So I'm just going to remove them. If I want to try them at a later date, I can. But for now, they don't need to be in here. This MAC, this is another Glow Play blush. So like I said, just the formula, I don't need it. The NARS blush, and I don't need that one. Hit the wrong button. The Makeup by Mario blush, I don't need. The Tarte highlighter, again, I don't need. They're things that I don't even think about. I'm not really that interested in them. I threw them in here just to be able to find them at a later time, but I really don't need to. The ABH highlighter and Glow Seeker, or no, it's the Glow Seeker highlighter and Sun Idol. I'm like in between the top and the middle skin tone, and I think it's just gonna be not for me. A little too dark, so we're gonna remove that. Decision has been made. Again, same thing with this Too Faced highlighter and Shooting Star. I don't need it. I don't need it. Okay, the Smashbox and Becca highlighter. This is one, Champagne Pop, that I wanted to try. I think I had a sample of it when I first started my 50 Shades of Gold. I really liked it, but I don't know if it's one that I'm going to ever purchase. I do still have a couple of their highlighters, like the Becca highlighters, that I would like to use up. I'm gonna hold on to it in here though. Let's just keep it for now. But this Benefit kit, brow kit, I don't need. We're going to get rid of that one. The All Nighter Ultra Matte Setting Spray. I would like to try this one, but I don't really need it because I don't use setting spray. So we're just going to get rid of that. And then, okay, this Laneige Sleeping Mask. I do think, let me find it. Where are we here? Yeah. So this is an item that cannot be shipped to Canada anymore. So we're going to remove that because I don't need to. Even though the pink lemonade would have been a nice flavor, it's not going to happen. Okay, so the mini Supreme Nudes eyeshadow palette by Artist Couture. I'm going to remove it. I don't need it. I haven't even tried the original one yet, so I don't need it. The MAC Mineralized Blush in Warm Soul. I'm going to remove this. I purchased this for my mom for her birthday, so I don't need it in here anymore. It was just put in there so that I could find it easier for when I did need it. But the Sephora Collection Pro Foundation Brush in number 56, I'm keeping this in here. This is a foundation brush that I haven't purchased in a long time, but it is probably like one of the better foundation brushes that I have tried. I've gone through a few of these. Many, I actually had this when Sephora gave it out to you as a rouge gift. And I literally just got rid of it. So like that's been how many years? I've gone through a couple of the full-size ones. I had the like pink and purple, maybe blue and green, like multi-chrome handle. Like when that was a thing, I had that one. I've gone through a couple of these. I actually ended up purchasing the mini, thinking it was the same as the rouge gift, but it's like half the size of that. So it's literally like a quarter to a half of like the head brush, like the size of the head brush, whatever it's called. So I use it as like a concealer brush essentially. But that is like one of my favorites. So that's going to stay. Now I have something in between, but the Pharmacy cleansing balm, I think I'm going to get rid of. I'm using the e.l.f. one right now, and I actually enjoy that one. So I think I don't mind the Pharmacy, but I don't think it's really worth it. So I'm going to remove both of them off my list. And in between that was the Kayali Yum Pistachio perfume. I'm getting this for Christmas. So I'm going to remove it off my list because I don't need it anymore. I'm going to have it. The Estee Lauder Double Wear. This has jumped in price like you wouldn't believe. I don't think I'm ever going to end up purchasing this one again. It's the shade that I kind of have this in here for, but again, I think it was like $50 when I used to buy it. How many years ago? And it's now like $66.50. So I'm going to remove it. I don't need it. Okay, we have two more Kayali perfumes. One is in Love Fest Burning Cherry. One is in Eden Juicy Apple. I'm going to hold on to both of those. But the Makeup by Mario blush I'm going to remove. And then below that is the Skin Finish highlighter by MAC in Double Gleam. I now own this and I'm wearing it all of the time, so I don't need it in my loves list anymore. Golden Hour, the Blurring Blush by Too Faced, I'm going to remove. If I want to try one of their blushes, I'll come across it later. I am going to hold on to the Moonlit Seduction because same reason as the Utopian. Maybe one day I will purchase it, so I'm going to hold on to it for now. And then the Too Faced That's My Jam eyeshadow palette. I was really debating what I wanted to do with this because I have a few of these minis and I like them. I just don't ever use them, but I think they're adorable. I did want this one for the color story, but I think ultimately I'm going to remove it off of here. It has shown up on the sale page once or twice, so I could always and I go through that page a lot. I'm not going to lie. I do. I go through it all the time. So I'm going to remove it off my loves list. And if I ever come across it on that sale page, then we will see what happens when the time comes. But this Kilowatt highlighter in What a Brat is staying. I've talked about this recently. It is going to stay. But the Nouveau palette by ABH, I'm so torn on what to do with this one. I would much rather have this one than that rose metal one. So I think I'm going to hold on to it in here. Again, I've had this in here since December of 2022 and I have not purchased it yet. Doesn't necessarily mean anything because like the ABA or the Pat McGrath ones have been in here for a long time too. But like, I don't know if I'm actually going to purchase this one. I'm going to hold on to it for now and just see what ends up happening. I'll make a decision at some point. The Benefit Goof Proof, we're going to remove. But I think what I'm going to do is possibly keep the Born This Way palette. I wish I bought this when it was like half price. I have the second one, the Sunset Strip. So because of that, I kind of want this one more, even though I also have my Maybelline Nudes of New York palette, which is supposed to be like the drugstore dupe for this palette. And I do like it. I've been wearing it lately. But I am going to keep this Born This Way in here just because I feel like I kind of need it, even though I don't know if I'm ever going to purchase it. So this Natasha Denona Mini Biba palette, I wish I bought this when it first went on sale because they were in stock. I don't know if they're going to come back because apparently Sephora is not going to really be carrying Natasha Denona anymore. It has not come out with any of the new Natasha Denona stuff. It's all on Beautylish, which is A, more expensive, and B, they don't tend to go on sale. So I'm going to be paying like $100 per palette if I purchase them off of Beautylish, which I'm not really looking forward to doing. So this palette, the regular price is $36.50. Beautylish, it's like $38. I don't think it's worth the price for that. $18, yeah, for sure, but I never purchased it. I kept holding off when it originally went on sale. It is now out of stock. I threw in the thing to notify me. We'll see what happens if it comes back or if I do decide to. But I'm going to hold on to it just in case. The Ordinary Salicylic Acid serum, that's a repurchase, so that's staying in there. This Benefit Blush in Peach, and I'm going to remove it. I don't need it in there. I have lots of peach blushes. So we'll just move past that. And then the Mini Bronze by Natasha Denona, same story as the Biba palette, so we're going to hold on to that one. The Kaja Bento Box in Peach Madeline, I think I'm going to remove this one. It's pretty, but I don't think I'm going to end up purchasing any more of those bento boxes, which is really sad because like I said, I really do enjoy them. The NARS Light Reflecting Advanced Skincare Foundation. I don't know if I've tried this. A part of me wants to, but a part of me also doesn't want to because it's $68. And I'm really good and really happy with my CoverGirl one at the drugstore for like $13. So, you know what? I'm just going to get rid of it. We don't need it in there. We're trying to shorten this list, not keep things. So let's just get rid of it. Okay, so here's where we're coming to the Sephora eye brushes that I'm like, I don't know what to do with. You've got number 13 and number 14, which are like number 24, number 15. I really need to sit and sort through these. But you know what? They've been in here for a while and I haven't purchased them yet. Like March 12th of 2022. Again, shy of 2 years. They go on sale 30% off during the Sephora sales. And even sometimes in between. I have eye brushes that I haven't even used yet. I'm gonna bite the bullet and remove these brushes, and then maybe one day I would like to purchase them, but at that point I will have to go through them and see like what I actually want, compare them, see what the differences are, and then make a decision at that point. But for now, we're going to remove. Like I said, we're trying to make this smaller. We need to remove items, not hold on to them. The Makeup by Mario blush we're going to get rid of. Now, I'm a little curious about this product. This is the Micro Filling Eyebrow Pen. It looks like it's only got 3 out of 5 stars. I'm going to remove it. Just do it. Another Precisely My Brow. We don't need that because I know what I like. I know what shade I am. We're good. What I am going to keep, though, is both of these eye creams by Sephora. The first one, this brightening eye cream, I've purchased a few times. This is a repurchase, so that's why this one is in here. This firming eye cream is newer. They're both new. Like, I repurchased a couple of the Sephora eye creams before. I think I don't know if they changed just the packaging or something about it. But I want to say I purchased one since then. And then this firming one I have not purchased yet, but it's in my basket. I kind of want to. Plus, I just ran out of eye cream, so I think I should. So these are staying in here because it's just easy to find. And I do actually like the eye cream. So those are going to stay. This salicylic acid. Oh, no, this is the one that I'm using right now, not the other one. So this one I'm going to hold on to. The other one I'm going to get rid of, but I will do that as I'm scrolling back down because I am going to get rid of this Makeup by Mario highlighter. So we're going to do that. And then as I scroll, this one is the one I'm going to remove. Okay. That takes care of that. So now, what did I just see? Oh, here's another Sephora brush. So we're just going to remove the brush because these perfumes, I have a couple samples. And if you're watching my Advent Calendar Project Pan, which I just started, I believe both of these two perfumes by Versace, I have samples of and are in there. So I'm going to hold on to them until I have a chance to try those samples and see how I feel about them. And then if I like them, I will purchase either one or two, both of these, who knows. If I don't like it, I will then remove both of them. So I'm going to hold off to see how I feel about them. That's always been like my intent, and that's why they're in here. There's a couple more you'll see later. Same reasoning, but I'm actually like using the samples now because they're in this Advent Calendar project. So until I get to them and actually test them out, they're going to stay in here. And then once I get my idea and my feelings on how I like or don't like the perfumes, I will then keep them or remove them from this list. But until then, we have another Kaja Bento box. And as much as I wanted to try this one, it is just a matte box. I'm going to remove it. It's beautiful. I love the tones of it. But again, I can't spend $36 on the tiny little bento boxes anymore. Like I said, $27 I thought was enough. No more. The Too Faced Sunny Bunny bronzer or Sun Bunny bronzer, we're going to remove. It's one that I would like to try, but I don't need it in here. And then the Limitless Lash Mascara by Ilia. I want to say I have a sample of this one, like a mini size. So I'm going to remove it. If I like it when I'm using it, I can always just go and find it at that time. Two more bento boxes, Chocolate Dahlia, Glowing Guava. I'm just going to remove them. I think the ones that I do own are probably going to be the only ones that I end up owning. And right now, I'm okay with that. But I did find this. Where did it go? Okay, the Sex Kitten liquid liner. I'm going to keep this in here. I really like this liner. I ended up purchasing an Essence one in the meantime. But I'm going to hold on to this one because there's a good chance I may end up repurchasing it. I've purchased it. I've gone through two. So there is a chance I'm going to repurchase it again. But right now I'm good with my Essence one. Again, the Chocolate Soleil. So this is the milk chocolate. This is the lighter one. This is the one that I wanted to try. I've tried just the regular one that originally came out, but I think I'm going to get rid of the milk chocolate one. And then we have the NARS Soft Matte Complete Foundation. I would like to try this one as well, so I'm going to hold on to that. Okay, the last two items. So, as you can tell by the date, April 23rd, 2020, this Living Proof Restore Perfecting Spray was pretty much the only thing that I really liked in my hair. I haven't purchased it in a while. It's definitely gone up in price, but currently what I'm using is Silk Therapy, an oil, and a leave-in conditioner, and I'm even using the shampoo and conditioner, and I really like it. So I'm going to hold on to this because it was like every Christmas I would have my mom buy it for me. So I've definitely gone through quite a few of these. I really do like it. There is a chance that I will repurchase this in the future, but because it's a repurchase, that's why it's in here. And I've definitely been purchasing it since before 2020. It's been like quite a few years. But I think I'm going to leave this in there. And then last but not least, the MAC Lipstick and Angel. I actually just found mine. I have to go and look to see where I put it again, but I did find it. I was using this all of the time. I think I want to try it again just to see if I still like it as much, to see if the color still works for me. If it does, then this is one that I think I would like to repurchase, because that's why I put it in here. I wanted to repurchase it after I had started using it because I really enjoyed it. But because it's been so long, I want to see if I still like it. If this color still works for me, if the tone still works for me. If not, I will then remove it out of this basket. But if it does, then I will keep it in here. And once that one is finished, and I finish up a few others because I have lots, this may be a repurchase. So let's go back to the top. So we got rid of a few things, not as much as I had intended or would have liked to. I definitely still have a few things in here. But like I said, oh, I thought I had more of the perfumes. Maybe I got rid of them. You know what? I'm going to remove these because I can go back after using the samples and find them. I'm just going to remove those. I'm going to do one more quick scan and see, but I think everything that's in here, we're going to remove that, are things that I like actually really want. And that's kind of what I want this loves list to be, is products that I actually really want to try, that I'm interested in. I'm going to get rid of, no, I'm going to get rid of this. Wow, I just looked at the time on this video. This is so long. I apologize. I didn't think it was going to be this long. I'm going to keep the Sephora brush in here, the foundation brush, because, like I said, it's one of my favorites. These two eyeshadow palettes I need to make a decision on. Same with these two. If these two don't come back, if the Natasha Denona mini palettes don't come back, they will be removed off of here. But for now, because I put to notify me, I'm going to keep them in here. I would like to try them because I don't have the full size mini, or not the full size, but I don't have like the mid-size bronze palette, and I don't have the Biba palette, so this would be like the best thing. And I think the mini bronze would be better for me than having like just the original bronze palette, because I think that one is a little bit too much. And the Biba palette was just too big. I don't even think they carry it anymore. Whatever. Everything else, I think we're good. So that is cleaning up my loves list a little bit anyways. This video is extremely long, so I do apologize. I hope you guys have enjoyed this one though. And this is what, day 19? So we are moving on to day 20. I really do appreciate you guys sitting through here. Let me know if you have any of these products that are still on my loves list or that I did get rid of. What do you guys think of them? Have you tried any of these or want to try them? If you haven't, how do you feel about some of these perfumes or highlighters or eyeshadow palettes and whatnot? Let me know your opinions, your thoughts down below. What about some of the things I got rid of? What's on your loves list? I would love to know what's on your loves list and to see if there's anything that we both had that is the same, that either I got rid of or kept. At some point it was on here. This is definitely going to fill up again because, like I said, I do like to put products in here that I want to have a quick find later. So it's definitely not going to ever be like empty, but this is just where I'm narrowing it down for now. So thanks again. I really do appreciate it. We are moving on to day 20, so I will see you guys all then. Bye.